Yo, Drake has equaled Michael Jackson's record for most Billboard Hot 100 number ones. This is Fresh Hip Hop Opinion with your guy Oleezeh. Don't forget to subscribe. So yeah, Drake has equaled MJ's record with his 13th number one hit on the Billboard Hot 100 list. Impressive list, Mr. OVO. Impressive list indeed. Tried to do a Dr. Evil voice there. That didn't quite work. And Mr. Drake celebrated the impressive feat by going out for drinks with his people, wearing an inspired glitter glove to tip his hat to MJ, who is obviously a legend. He also posted an AI image of Michael Jackson with the OVO hoodie on. It's pretty cool. Pretty freaky how real it actually looked, if you haven't seen it. But big up Drake. It's a big feat. Michael Jackson obviously is a legend. So to hit that kind of record, equal his record, and obviously Drake's going to pass it, you got to give him his accolades when it's due, even if you're not a Drake fan. And I know there's a lot of you haters out there. But the song that made Drake get that record or equal MJ's record is a song he did on his latest album with J. Cole called First Person Shooter, that hot collaboration. But here's the list of artists on the Hot 100 number ones list. Well, here's a few of them anyway. So you got Stevie Wonder, who's got 10. You got Janet Jackson, who's also got 10. Whitney Houston, who has 11. I didn't think she had that many, but that's really cool. The Supremes and Madonna on 12. I'm surprised with the Supremes. But yeah, Madonna, yeah, fair play. Yeah, I thought she'd be up there. MJ and Drake's on 13. And big girl Riri, you do your thing, girl. She's on 14 number ones. And then you got Mariah Carey with 19. Then you got the Beatles with 20. 20, the Beatles. I'm not surprised. The Beatles just run things back in the day. 60s and 70s, they had it on lock. But obviously Drake hitting this type of feat has got a reaction from most, and the Breakfast Club have chimed in, giving the OVO general his props. Even Charlemagne the God, who is not shy of criticizing Drake, gave him his props. This is what they said.
How are you feeling about, though, him tying with Michael Jackson, but times changing? With Michael Jackson, of course, you had to go out, you had a battle record. Yeah, I mean, is it fair?
Times change. I mean, he's still gonna beat the record. Drake is still a phenomenal artist. You can't take that away from Drake.
Yeah,
yeah. I know the first thing people say is Drake isn't no Michael Jackson, and the reality is he's not. But Drake is Drake, and this is still an incredible feat.
It is,
because if it wasn't, someone else would have done it already.
Yeah.
Nobody's done it. So he did it. So salute to Drake. And he got Cole his first number one. And one of our producers, Brandon, he said earlier, he said Drake only got that number one because of Cole. I will push back and say that's not true.
And Joe Budden, who also has had his little back and forth with Mr. Drake recently, had the conversation on his pod. But they had a few interesting little things to say, also regarding the streaming aspect of Drake's accolade. And they also touched on the fact that Drake features on a lot more songs than MJ did. Back in the day, it wasn't like the thing to do to feature on so many songs. Obviously now, they can record songs a lot easier because of the technology, and they just feature on a lot of artist songs. There's a slight more advantage to Drake. But here's what they said.
Like a lot of these stats now, I'm not mad at it, but a lot of these
I'm
stats,
grateful I got a chance to witness
I take them with a grain of salt, honestly. Just because the streaming thing now is that's almost like pulled numbers from the air, damn near.
That's kind of my point. Like they can make you number one if they want to make you number one. Does it include features?
Yes.
The number ones count?
Because
obviously in that day, Mike wasn't hopping on records like that. So there's a little bit of an advantage too in that. But again, Drake is him. I'm not surprised by this at all.
And we all know DJ Academics is a big Drake fan. And he had a conversation on his platform where they were comparing Drake and Michael Jackson. I mean, there was some silly stuff being said. But Academics is going to come from his angle because he's a big Drake fan. And obviously he was only like -2 years old when MJ was doing this thing anyway. So what does he really know? But you got to respect his opinion. Here's the silly thing that Academics said.
We talk about lyricism.
How the fuck we talking about Michael Jackson when his hit album, right?
Thriller, the fucking song that matches the name of the album, Thriller, is not even written by him, bro. That boy a ventriloquist. That boy could do the moonwalk and do some other shit, but he not like Drake. Like, stop playing.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Academics. Listen, yeah. MJ fans will be on you for that type of comment, you know. I think Academics is just trolling there. If you want to compare the record of what Drake's done and what MJ did, cool, it's in black and white. But you can't compare them as artists just because you think that MJ didn't write Thriller. Like, MJ did the moonwalk. You can't compare Drake or any rapper to MJ. It's another whole level. But sure enough, the whole internet is always comparing Drake to the legendary MJ. And hey, if you're Drake, it's a great conversation to be even compared to people he's compared to. Like, I read the list before, absolute legends on there, and Drake's amongst them. I'm sure he's a bit salty that he's behind Rihanna though. Let's keep it real. But anyway, let's get into that convo. Is Drake better than MJ? MJ better than Drake? Or can you even compare? Are they just so different?